do the trick. Make sure to pause my own feedback. Hello, hello! Starting a little bit earlier, but I did get everything done, and little Hobbs is behaving. It's not... I gave him a nice, healthy dose of food. I need my little mat on, though. Alright. Hello, good afternoon, evening, morning, night, time zone, whatever you're in today. Alright. So I'm on my way to Bill's. This is ironic being that I was just here, just not in this version of Pokemon specifically. Got still gas in the tank. How are you all doing today? It's hot today. Oh, I need it. I need it. Let me steal your Pokemon. I don't know if... Yeah, this gets interesting. This gets interesting. Alright. Just try Meteor Mash. Oh, nice. You'll get rain. It is. We're just never getting rain. Not till July, probably. Best case scenario. Happen to live in a desert, that's what happens. I don't even know. I know it's triple. It's like gonna be like triple digits for the next, like, 2 weeks. It's terrible. Yeah, it's 104 currently right now. It's great. That is just what... Isolated rainstorms. Happens a lot more here in Arizona, though, because the rainstorms are so tiny. Yeah, it's super hard. Luckily, it does cool down. Like, by 7 o'clock, it's supposed to be, like, 97 degrees. Which is good, because that's when I'm trying to go out and about with my Pokemon stops. Speaking of which, have I got a story today? Alright, let me make sure my Pokemon are all set up here again. So, I did my Pokemon Go stuff this morning, making sure... Because Mondays are my... Thanks. I'm feeling extremely tired because I've done all my recordings today. And I did the early walk. But, regardless, back to the story. I had to go out and about, because... So Mondays are my day 7 for daily stuff, meaning that's Mondays are my big days to go get my big experience points and whatnot for the day, and that's usually if I've got spare, like, what are they, the experience, double experience eggs, that's when I use them, and then I go capture a good number of Pokemon, evolve a number of Pokemon, try to get the most experience points out of that. Oh, this is a good lust to purge. Anyway, so I go out there, I handle one account. Yep, that's the best way to get experience points, to level up as fast as possible. Make the best use of day 7 bonuses. But, so I went there, I did my stuff first, because I was like, okay. I'm gonna come back to this account anyway, and get all his stuff done anyway. Went to my second account, went by the 2 Pokestops that I always have to walk by and whatnot. And one of the Team Rocket Go leaders shows up there. And I was like, okay. I was like, that's cool, I can get that out of my way back. I go into range of the second one, and it's another Go Rocket leader. This guy's facing me, and I don't like it. Not happy with that. But the second one shows up, and they're both ones that I need to go face. And I have the radar again on my actual account. So I go. So I'm like, okay, I guess I'm going back to my first account and facing one of these leaders. So I go against the girl, whatever her name is. I don't keep track of. So I defeated, what is his name, Arlo, the glasses and red-haired one. I've defeated him, and then I went against the girl one this morning, and I was like, okay, I was like, I'll send in, like, I just went with my usual, just the usual recommended team it sent me. It was like, it was a Metagross, a Tyranitar, and I call him Rocky, but the Rhyperior, there we go. I went with that as my setup because I was like, cool. I'm like, I just want to know what Pokemon you have and be done with all that. And then I straight up defeated her. I was like, oh. So I'm now 2-0. So the first one I did was the Arlo guy, whoever he is. Oh good, he's using Solar Beam. The second one is the female one. No, I don't know what it is. Like, I remember her being way more difficult, like, back in 2019. Yeah, I had Tyranitar. I didn't even use him. Okay, technically I did use him, but my Rhyperior did most of the work. But apparently, like, I was like, so she started with a Mawile, which actually isn't too bad. That's a Steel Fairy type, if I remember correctly. And the nice thing with my Rocky is that he's got a 2-charged big attack that he's got. So I was like, okay, I'm fine with that because we can get rid of her, rid of her barriers before she uses mine. And she didn't actually use any... I actually was just trying to figure out, do I need to switch him around? Yes. Yeah, I don't know, like, she was apparently a lot easier to deal with. And I've been trying to look around, but nobody's really talking about the Go Leaders being nerfed or lowered in their difficulty in any way. So, I'm not sure. I was like, I'm not doing anything super crazy. Yeah, gotta get rid of those Go Leaders. But yeah, no, I'm like... And it gets even worse, so... Like, so I defeated her, and I'm like, cool. So in order to... When you defeated one of the Go Leaders, you lose the radar, so you have to either go find 6 more Rocket members to go assemble the radar again, or you could buy one from the store for 200 coins. Double checking here, making sure I'm good. Yep. So yesterday I finally got the radar up and running. I found 6 Rocket members. I was like, yes, about time, so I can try keep an eye out for them. So now I got to do it all over again because I had just bought like the Ultra Adventure Pack, the one that's 1480 coins. Like, I just bought that so I can have incubators again. Which, by the way, probably a couple days ago now, I finally did the event where, for the special research, where you have to hatch 15 eggs. Yeah, for the incubators. No, I finally hatched 15 eggs using only the one default incubator. I was working so hard. I was just like, because I had spent, what had happened before was, like, there was the win 15 raids, and I was like, oh, cute. Yeah, painfully slow. Got a lot of walking done, let me tell you that. So I had, when the new special research came in, I was about like 1,300 coins, pretty close to getting my incubators again. And I was like, okay, like I'm close enough to like 2 of the gyms pretty easily, but winning 15 raids means that there's only, like, there's some level 3 raids that I can handle, but there's a lot of level 4 and level 5 raids that happen in my area. And most of the time, when it's a level 1 or level 2 raid that I can easily do, it means I have to go out into the sunlight usually, because it usually happens during the day. So I spent, I don't know, I probably spent like 750 of my coins buying the remote raid passes so I could just start checking off the ones that I can do. Yeah. And so a lot of my coin went down there trying to do that. And then once I finally completed that whole page, I was like, finally, made it to the second page, and it's like, oh, hatch 15 eggs. And I had already used, like, all my incubators. I was saving up purposely to go get them. So I was like, oh, good. So if I were you, like, if you don't have enough incubators, I would say, like, hold off on them. Wait till, like, you're actually going to be done with that page so that you can save your incubators for one go. Just start putting them on, because, boy, I'm, like, having to walk. I think, like, luckily, the one thing I had going for me was the eggs aren't half distance because of COVID-19. So I was able to, like, so it was still half the distance that I was able to get. Apparently I faced you before, I was not paying attention. But I probably walked, like, a good nearly, like, 25 kilometers easy. Even with the half distance. I tried, like, hatching. I stopped opening friends gifts until, like, I'd filled my eggs page, because I was trying to find, like, the 2-kilometer eggs that would only do 1. Like, I was pretty desperate, but it was crazy. Weedle is her secret weapon. This is a true story. True story indeed. But yeah, no, this. Yeah, so that started a whole line of events that I was not ready for. I was like, ugh. But now I just have at the end of the day, I'm still. So here's the thing, right? I have to go and actually now open up the thing. I'm on a new. I finished the second page of events for the thing. Yeah, they are pretty wretched. Like, I don't know if you've tried recently against them, but I've had better success, like, in the past couple weeks that I've been able to face them. Better than I did, like, earlier this year. Like, for sure. I was like, Octazooka sounds cool. But, like, legitimately, I was like, these seem a little bit easier. Yeah, no, feel free to at least give it a shot. At least with Pokemon you don't mind getting fainted and seeing if they're, like, doable. Because I was like, I don't know if it's, like, an easier rotation right now, or if I'm just. Yeah, I haven't seen anything that talks about them being nerfed officially or unofficially, but you might have better luck finding that out somewhere. Because it feels like they have been. It honestly does. It feels like their Pokemon aren't insane, because she had a Mawile, which is easy enough to face no matter what. She had, oh gosh, what was it? It was something good. She had a Fire-type Pokemon, I think it was a Houndoom. And my Rocky, my little Rhyperior, did pretty well against that, and then Tyranitar finished it off. I'm trying to remember what the third one was. Yeah, no, I'm, like, me at level 36. Did I just try Overheat on a Magikarp? Did I actually try to do that? But yeah, no, I'm level 36. And, like, if I'm able to defeat it, like, you should realistically stand a better chance. Like, I probably would have to help you figure out, like, which Pokemon you should at the least, like, start with, which Pokemon you should be battling with, but realistically by yourself, it shouldn't be. You should be able to defeat the first one. Like, like I said, I defeated her, like, accidentally, as it were. I didn't mean. I really wanted to know what her first Pokemon was, and then any other information I could get so I could put in a good team. And then, as it turns out, I just put in a actually really good team together accidentally, just using the recommendation one. So I was like, yep, that's a thing now. Okay, yeah, I'm walking back anyway, so it's cool. I can look at the. Yeah, so my special thing now for page 3 of the Throwback Challenge. So you have to do an excellent throw, which it doesn't have to be curveball or anything. You just need it for an excellent. Technically, that's not the worst thing that's on this page. You also have to power up Pokemon 15 times. Again, that's You can even just capture a Pokemon and start powering up if needs be, if you don't have the Pokemon that you need to power up. The second one is the one where I have the most trouble with, so it's battle another trainer 15 times. You two would have an easier time because you can face each other. I do not have such a privilege of facing somebody locally to do that. So normally what I would do is go do the Pokemon Go battle, the matchmaking, as it were. And like it's a little tiresome, I would say, but like it's doable. Like I could do that for that challenge. However, about probably a little over a week ago, people were starting to notice that there was some pretty weird exploits you could do in the Pokemon Go Battle League, where it wasn't cheating per se on players' side of things, but the game, like, you would get charge up for your attack. Yeah, true story. You just get it knocked out at the same time. But like, you charge up your attacks and then you use the charge attack, and then it resets the charge back to whatever it's at, right? In the Go League specifically, the charges won't go away. So what was happening is it was basically what would happen is someone would get to their charge attack first, and then infinitely keep using their charge attack, meaning that the other player would lose his barriers trying to protect it, and then not be able to use his stuff against the guy. And so they shut down the Go League temporarily to figure out what's going on and what they can do about it. Which I'm like, I was like, I didn't know that had become a thing until I tried doing the Go League, and I was like, I'm like, it's not working. And then I looked it up. I was like, oh good, I missed that thing by 5 days. So that's really cute. And there's no plans currently that suggest that it's coming back soon is the problem. And here's the big thing about the Go League is that there's a ladder system involved. The higher up you're on this ladder, the better the rewards you get at the end of the season, you know. I think it encounters like items and did that and whatnot. Yeah, like it was pretty recently. That it's been a thing, so. Alright, little buddy, I need you to hit. There you go. So yeah, so I'm like, well. Yep. Yeah, the Go League. I call it. It's better to refer it as the online fights. Everybody can understand that. You won't be able to try it now, that's for sure. It's the same as fighting locally. It just allows you to do it online, and there's like a whole ladder system if you. I don't know if they're going to take out the challenge, because I think they expect people to locally fight each other. Somehow do it 15 times. I've yet to try it to see if fighting against the tutorial leaders of the team leaders, see if that works, but I doubt it would. That would be nice, because I would just face them 15 times and take that out of the way. But no, I think they'll keep it around. And so here's the thing with here's one of the big things about this new problem. Like, it's not as simple as just fixing the problem, because now the leaderboard is messed up, where there's people who are clearly in the top 10 that have gone up there through the exploits rather than actually working hard, losing constantly and whatnot. And so one of the things, like, you know, seeing a lot of Pro League multiplayer and all that, is that the officials working on it have to be like, okay, what do we do, right? And the thing is, like, it's not on the player's side. Like, nobody was cheating per se that they were using third-party software. It's people found a loop and were like quick to jump on that. So it's like, yeah, that was a sticky situation. And it only happens specifically in online matches. It didn't happen at all during local matches. So it's not something I should have gone and healed up, but it's okay. So it was just a weird situation to be in. But what they have to do is kind of decide now, what do they do about this season? Because at the end of the season, you get rewards based on the rank on your ladder. And so it's a question of, do you just end the season now and give the rewards out regardless of who got there, honestly or not? Do you look back on the last update and just give rewards based on the ladder at that point, which was, honestly, this is pretty early in the season. We still had quite a good ways to go through the season. Or do you just trash the whole season, hand out rewards equally to everybody, regardless of their rank and participation in battles? So that's something they have to kind of decide on, like, what's a good way to, because nobody's gonna be happy. Like, let me rephrase that. Everybody is going to be somewhat dissatisfied about the results of whatever happens to this season for the Go League competition, as it were, because some people do take that seriously. There's people who just take multiplaying seriously. It's a thing, and it's kind of like, well, like, we can't please everybody with the results, so we might as well just try to come up with what's going to be the best solution that doesn't screw everybody over. At the same time, figure out what's going to happen. On top of figuring out how to fix the problem, and why specifically is it the online matches. Yeah, I think, like, because it's so, each of the solutions that I've given out that they could possibly do is unrealistic in a way that it's not going to please everybody, but, like, you kind of just have to accept fate, as it were, and deal with it. Yes, there, sure. So it's always a sticky situation when it comes to competitive multiplayer, when something goes terribly wrong and you have to fix it. Like, I see it a lot more because he's Dark type. I'm an idiot. But yeah, we'll see how that turns out. I'd rather have it solved sooner rather than later. I don't particularly care what the reward would be. I just want to be able to go and finish that page off. Like, I got the excellent throw right off the bat. So I was like, okay. I guess I'll just be fine with this. And then I have to power up 3 more times. That's pretty easy. I have a big collection of Pokemon. And considering I have a shiny Beedrill that could use power up, like, it's not going to be a problem for me. It's just fighting the other trainers. Yep, that worked out well. That worked out beautifully. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what they're gonna do. I honestly doubt that they're gonna make everybody just have that task. I think they're gonna still want people to earn that naturally. Because you can still battle locally. That part hasn't changed. It's just it's obviously more difficult if you need to go battling. And you don't have friends nearby to do that. Of course, I have a whole list of problems I have to do. I have so many shinies on my other accounts that I'm like, I need to get these over to my main account, but I need somebody else's phone to do that. Yeah, and I have to, so we would have to sync that up. Yep. That we do. Yes, thank you for absorbing the water! In online battles, it's random. That's the idea of what we call matchmaking. Yeah, for the online battles, it's just a random person, but it's always the same person who's on the same ladder as you. So when you first start off, you're on essentially group 1. It's where everybody starts off with, and you face random people there. Then you go to number 2, where it matches you up with other 2 group 2s there, and then so on with 3, 4, so on and so forth. So you're always... The idea is, maybe not so necessarily at the beginning of a season, but the idea is that you're always fighting against somebody who's of equal level, or at least equal commitments to the league as you are. So that's the idea. You might find, like, the leagues too as well, they rotate as far as requirements for going. Like, currently, it's the Ultra League, where the max CP for Pokemon is 2,500. The season before that, it was the Great League, meaning you could only go up to 1,500 CP. And I think they were talking about rotating it on like a bi-weekly thing instead of seasonally, you know, changing up the season and whatnot, sort of essentially mid-season changes. So, but we'll see. We gotta fix the system first before we can make changes like that. So the idea is that if you're competitively going through the league, you want to make sure you've got you know, the right battle Pokemon that you're comfortable with. And the thing too is like, you don't see the Pokemon that they've got until you're facing them directly. So you can't really plan out, like, it's not like you pick like 6 Pokemon and then you're gonna pick, you know, 3 of them to be you pick 3 of them to be your lineup, as would be the case in the core gaming of Pokemon. It's just you pick your 3 Pokemon first to then do the matchmaking. So that's the ticket there. Makes for it's a rather interesting thing. Sometimes it's a lose-lose scenario. Yeah, it's a pretty good setup, honestly. Like, you just randomly go in. Sometimes you go into a losing battle because they've got the better types against you. Sometimes you've got it. Sometimes you'll eke a win just barely. Sometimes you'll crush it through sheer strength. Like, it's just, like, I don't take multiplayer seriously. Usually I'm more concerned about, I tend to play more co-op games anyway. So when I play multiplayer, it's like I put in my 100%, but I don't play for the ladder per se. I'm not playing it competitively. Because I'm like, I could care less about the rewards. I care more about the individual rewards of doing the Go Leagues rather than the ladderness. So, but I'm like, I would still love to have the Go League up and running so I can be done with that page. Because I don't know what page 4 is gonna be. Because it's done, like, the only thing, because as far as, like, the challenges have been concerned, like, it's possible you'll probably need, like, some curveball throws to capture Pokemon. That hasn't shown up yet. And I haven't looked up, like, what the challenges are online. I like to keep it secret, keep it safe. Make me surprise myself. Fighting specifically in gyms also isn't something we've seen come up. And then there's, like, specific Pokemon types. We haven't seen any of that for those throwback challenges. Other than that, it's kind of up in the air what it could be. Yeah, so it's something that I get to experience where I'm like, okay. Like, I take it like the randomizer, where I like to be surprised to think on my feet. Like, this poor Moltres is about to get annihilated, I'm certain. But I like to be surprised and figure out how I'm going to accomplish the challenge. Yep, there we go. Of course it's a critical hit. And rock types do really well when it's a flying fire type. That's for certain. Yeah, just use my skills. Cause what's the point of, like, having something spoiled when Like, the whole object is just to experience the journey yourself. Like, I'd rather... I'm somebody who, like, not to shame on anybody who does, like, you know, peek at leaks or find out information from somebody on future events and whatnot. Not to specifically shame against them, but I prefer the journey, especially when it's a, you know, a social-based game or a single-player-based game, as it were. I prefer to experience it for myself, and then if I'm completely stuck and lost and I can't do it, then go look for the tips that I need to figure out how I'm going to accomplish that challenge. Because sometimes it happens. Sometimes I don't think outside the box far enough to figure out how I'm going to achieve my challenge. It happens. But that's why I play randomizers. Alright, because it forces me to adapt. Put my knowledge and skills to the test and figure out what's going on. Alright. Healed up the Pokemon. Going back out. But yeah, that's a really long story, that's for certain. There's multiple stories that I just compiled into one large event. I will say I'm a little tired because I did... Not only have I done my early walking and whatnot. Poet Forest. That's cute. One needs chapters when you can be in oh, that was scary. I'm gonna retreat you because I don't trust the Moltres. Oh, you're not even supposed to be Alkalale. Not even supposed to be here. To be fair, in Pokemon, I'm forced to follow these chapters, as it were. Alright, there we go. We're getting somewhere. I just forgot to switch up the order, so I knew what I was doing. Excuse me. I was playing earlier a little bit, because I had a little bit of downtime as I was waiting for updates and whatnot. I was playing another randomizer, my Metroid Prime randomizer, and that one's always fun because that one pretty much forces me to go out of order and test my knowledge of the game at the same time. But that's one I personally enjoy playing myself, because I'm like, oh, okay, I'm like, well, I got this item, that opens up these items. Like, there's a tracker I could use to help me figure out, like, what spots I could go to, but because I played version 1 of the randomizer so often, and that one was pretty broken because usually it was unbeatable. And then the second version came out, and I played through that quite a bit, which was beatable for the most part. And I play where the logic of those randomizers means I don't have to, like, know any, like, weird tricks like going out of bounds or knowing special tricks to overcome an obstacle. The game, like, the randomizer I set up for that expects the player just knows how to play the game without anything else. Oh, the one time I just needed you to hit like a champ, and you failed me. And you're my starter Pokemon too. Alright. There we go. So the irony of, like, when I started streaming today here is we all have bad days. True story. The irony of when I started this stream for FireRed is that I'm pretty much in the same spot in my video series for Pokemon Red version. I'm pretty much spot on in the same place. So I did the recording for that today, and then I started off and I was like, oh, this is all too familiar. I was like, right. I'm like, I know it's rando, so I'm not doing the same thing as I normally would do, but where am I in the game? So I had to kind of adapt to figure out, like, what trainer I had faced. It's like, it's a little unusual to be experiencing this part of the game twice. I'm much further now, that's That's for certain. But yeah, I've got all my recordings for the videos done today. I have to still do the editing, processing. And I'm hoping to get that done by the evening time. What's weird about, like, editing of videos is that only the beginning part is usually the most taxing, just because I have to make sure it's all lined up and whatnot. To Technician Malcolm with a sneasel. Yeah, it is a busy day. But usually once I've done the editing parts, the processing, I just let the computer sit there basically for an hour and let it deal with it. And then once that's done, I move on to the next video. So it ends up being where usually my days on Monday is I take about 2 hours to do my recording sessions for the videos and whatnot. Usually that goes over well. Usually I kind of have to fight against the garbage trucks. Sometimes I can time it out pretty well, and some days it just isn't going to work. Nice job. Oh, I should have tried Covet. I should have tried it. It would have been nice. I could have figured out if he's got something there. And then usually when it comes to, like, after I do that, then I start editing and processing the videos, getting them ready to be uploaded. Because they're in a format which isn't technically ready. So I format them and then make sure I edit out the parts that aren't necessary in there. And then put them on the tube. The processing usually takes somewhere between 4 to 5 hours. Depends on the length of the videos, depends on how much physical editing I have to do. Like, for instance, in my Crisis Core series, if I have to spend more time figuring out how to censor out words, that usually takes up more time, because it takes work to make sure I've lined it up to perfectly cover the words and all that. It's not, like, a terrible process, it just adds seconds and minutes eventually over time. Now you use a super potion? Are you kidding me? Alright then. Have it your way. Yeah, what do you think now? What are you gonna do about it? Metagross, stop. Missing. You're my best friend. Alright, I'm gonna try Wing Attack. See? That works just fine. But yeah, so usually it takes me about 6 to 7 hours, I would say, before the videos are completely, like, ready, and I'm happy with everything that's there. It's happened on occasion where, ooh, Steel Wing, I do like that. It's another Steel type move that we could have at our disposal. What was I about to say? On rare occasions, sometimes a video goes wrong and I need to re-record the video, and that always is a downer. Like, it's happened a couple times where I'm like, well, the audio sync went off again. Sometimes it just happens. Most of the time I try to look for it and be like, alright, does it sound good? But sometimes the cards just don't play out right. And sometimes like, it's happened so many times without my noticing that, like, I'll go, once I've finished processing and uploading it, I'm like, oh, this audio's off, I wasn't paying attention. And I'm like, well, can't do much about that. Oh, I don't know why I'm going back in here. I've done everything I need to do here. But because it's happened so many times, I know now I'm like, I need to look out for this because it's a problem my computer does apparently like to do. And there's a innocent bystander. Little sneak peek leak. One of my videos is going to be interesting because the audio is definitely not working on it, and that'll be covered in the That'll be covered in the video, like when it gets uploaded and whatnot. But it was an interesting scenario. Like I don't want to go too much into it and spoil the fun on what happened, but it was a new scenario for me where I was like, that didn't need to happen today. And it was one of those things where I'm like, I could either fix it, you know, and still save the actual video, or I can redo the whole thing. And it's gonna make a lot more sense when you see this video, but I did not want to redo it. I was like, I'm like, I don't want to do it even with my knowledge now of what's in my future. I was like, nope. That was a no. So, be on the lookout for that. I'm hoping I could. So the problem with this particular audio. So, if there's two types really of audio problems. One is the audio where it's desynced from my camera, and I can't fix that. I could redo it to try. I could basically lip sync by just doing a whole recording, like listening to me talk for 30 minutes and redoing it that way. That would be extremely difficult, but it could be doable. I know how I speak and my timing. It's not like I couldn't pick up how I could do it. I'm really hating this Dunsparce, by the way, in case anyone's curious. Yep, I'm just messing with that. And then the second problem, which is my new problem that I haven't experienced with, let's just say, like, you'll see what happens in the video. And the fix that I've done is adequate enough. It's something I probably could have, it's probably like I could have, like, resynced the video, like I could have just lip synced my video and tried to pass it off, but I think this fix is going to be okay then. That's cool. I think this fix is going to be a little bit better for the scenario. Because I can't just... The thing is, like, with this one is that the game audio worked perfectly fine. That wasn't my problem. And the problem is like, I would have to try to record over that. And that's the big issue I have. It's much easier if I took two separate audio tracks and essentially meshed them together rather than trying to just re-record over it. Because I can't replicate the game audio at the same time. It basically means I'm just replaying the whole thing over again. But I think this fix will be fine. Because I'm like, it's pretty, there's no easy solution at the end of the day. Like, it's just, there's no easy solution to do it. Like, there's definitely a couple of the videos that are just simply reshoots, where I'm just like, nope, can't fix the audio. I'm like, that's now lost. Because the thing is with the way that it records my videos is that it records both the video of what it's taking and the audio at the same time. I can't shift that around. If I shift audio around, it means I'm shifting the video along with it as well. So I can't ever like resync an audio that way. And I'm trying to look into it to see if I actually can record the audio and the video track as separate entities. Think of it like this. Think of it like you're trying to fix a lasagna because you added in the wrong cheese after it's been cooked. That's kind of the problem that I have when the audio desyncs. I'm just like, there's no clean way to do it. You either have to live with it or you redo the whole dish. Alright. Sticky situation. True story. But it's part of the territory I come with doing all these recordings. And I've certainly got better now about trying to make sure that it turns out good. But every once in a while, a video just... I remember... Gosh, I remember... I think it was the last series of videos. So, 2 weeks ago. I think it was the Crisis Core video that I had done where I checked to make sure that it was synced up and whatnot. did the whole recording. Yeah, learned by trial and error. That's been my whole streaming experience and video experience in general. But I looked back at the video, as I typically have done now, to make sure, you know, that the audio stayed synced and whatnot. And it had desynced in the middle somewhere. I was like, oh, no. But that was, I was like, I'm just gonna redo it. I'm like, I can't salvage that in any way. Like, I've learned my lesson. Sometimes you just gotta bite the bullet. And it's, like, honestly, I do a lot of, like, multiple save slots if it's possible. I'll do safety saves, like in the emulators, in case something goes wrong with the recording, so I can immediately just go back and be like, alright, let's try this again. Because I've learned my lesson. Thanks, I've tried my best to make it look good, feel good and all that. And appreciate the compliments. It's definitely come a long way since I first started off, where I was recording with my cell phone on a less professional mic. Those were the days. I didn't even have anything to record with the very first episode of Paper Mario that I did, my very first one. Like, there was no cam at the time for that. Yeah, so Ninjask is a Pokemon that isn't in Pokemon Go, if I remember correctly. Like, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty certain he's not in Pokemon Go. He's a Gen 3 type. Again, I'm stuck with all these confusion, conflicts, feelings. It's a water. But he's basically just a flying bug Pokemon. Like, just nothing real special otherwise. He does his little things. Basically looks like a ninja and a bug. I mean, he's there if you want him. Alright, are we still good on my... Yep. Yep, looks good. There's actually... I know there's quite a number of Gen 3 Pokemon that just aren't in Pokemon Go for one reason or another. Just haven't gotten around to it, haven't figured out how to deal with it kind of deal. Like, you never know. But, can't complain. Like, it is what it is. A murder hornet. More like a bee drill. That huge wasp probably was late to the Weedle party. Alright. Oh, right. I know what I usually do. I don't usually fight. Dang it. This is what I usually do. I avoid the trainer so I can go to the Pokemon Center. That's right. Oh, a Magmar. Nice. Here we go. No, I won't escape. Nope, still won't escape. I'm just trying to work my way downtown. I can't even walk fast. These faces are not passing me by. Alright. Now that that's done. Alright, Witch King, what level are you? 18? That's what I thought. I'll send you to the front lines, Galale. Alright, we have to face you. I actually don't want to talk to you, but it's okay. But it's fine. Elite Trainer Pansy. We meet again. Icicle Spear? One could hope. One could hope it's done well. Critical hit, baby. Come on. Alright. I was hoping for 5 times, but I'll take it. Oh, good. Beat up. Everybody's gonna go attack. 2 Pokemon only? Great. I wasn't paying attention to how many he had anyway, so... Ugh. Of course. Frenzy Plant? Why do you know that? It's a grass move, sir. You're a ghost. Get back in line where you belong. Alright. Using a Rattata. Yeah, not a particular fan of the Sable Eyes. They done nothing for me. Weird gems for eyes Pokemon. Alright. Overheat! Alright, I don't worry about the special attack. Battle's ending. Alright. Moving on down. Let's go heal ourselves so that we can go battle some more. Wait, I actually will take you just in case. Got the Versus Seeker. Yes. Gotta walk around, charge the battery. That's okay though. That's there in case I desperately need to train up. Typically in a randomizer you don't need to. Just because they're all randomized Pokemon anyway. It does what it does best. Alright, first off, make sure the lineup is now secured. Ready to rumble, as it were. And switcheroo. And switcheroo here too. There we go. Alright. So we're actually like at really good levels for where we would be at normally. And we still have a lot of trainers to fight. Because you've got the SS Anne, which is actually not too terrible in FireRed, because there is actually a healing spot, thankfully. Not looking forward to that when I get to that point on regular Red version, which doesn't have a healing point. You have to actually leave and go find the Pokemon Center. Ugh. There's also... So, weirdly, I do have to go through Diglett's cave, because the HM Flash should be there, and I need it so I can get through the cave, because I don't know it that well. Weirdly enough. I don't commit it to memory. I've got enough things to commit to memory on a day-to-day basis. Like my name, Hobbs's name. It's a lot of brain power one has to use. Alright, he's using a Mewtwo. I would like to know where you found that, sir. Would like to know indeed. So usually, he has a Nidoran, I think? It's definitely not a Rattata in that slot, I believe. So that's very interesting. Gotta keep an eye out for this guy, because boy, would we love to have him on the team. Although, would I replace him with the Witch King? I don't know. I don't know, actually. Stuff to consider. Alright, no tricks on me, sir. Can't pull a fast one on me. Alright, well, I'm liking this Octazooka here. Not gonna lie about that. Gonna try a Mud Shot. I think that'll lower his accuracy as well. It's either that or speed. It's speed. It's a speedy speed. I'm gonna try Muddy Water this time. I was kinda hoping you were gonna miss, but I guess after all that, it doesn't mean for anything. Oh, this is all... Alright, Moltres just leveled up. Never mind. I thought I had messed up. Again. Alright, little overheat. Haha! You're not messing with the tanks anymore, you're messing with the tiny tank! Whose real specialty is special defense. Okay, you didn't have an item. That's okay. Because that would have done a lot more damage if you had. Alright, easy peasy. Yes! Tiny tank is 18! 7 health. Trying to learn Growl? No! No! Nah. Do I look like a peasant? No. Alright, and back we go. I do wish I had teleport though. It would be nice. Teleport all the way back to the Poke Center. The Poke Center. Alright. And walk back out. So we're reaching that time of day. I don't know if you guys need to go eat dinner or whatnot. Don't want to intrude upon that time. Like, unless if it's a TV dinner, then by all means, interrupt to that time. But yeah, no, if you guys need to stop so you can go eat dinner, enjoy the rest of your evening, I am fine with that. I'm okay with that plan. That is... It's not like I don't have stuff to do today, to be honest, so... Plans in the making, as it were. Because I do this not only for fun, but to socialize with you guys. And it's pretty... Yeah, no, this is a nice way to catch up a bit, relax. Like being with you guys as well. Okay, yep, I'm okay with this setup here. Yep, it's a nice way to stream. We'll see about streaming tomorrow because it is my uploading day. It's possible that it cuts into when I normally stream, but if I do it early enough, it should be fine. I'll let you know as always if it becomes a thing. You never know. Trust me, if anyone knows how hot it is, it's a me. Like, ugh. Like, I'm sure it's probably warm for you summertime folks, but let me tell you, I'm like, your summer is our spring. That's just how it is. I hope you two enjoy the rest of your day. I will finish up the rest of my YouTube stuff, but enjoy your dinner, enjoy the rest of your day. I will see you next time. Take care, everyone. Yeah, you have the beach. No, stay away from it. It's cray-cray. Take care, guys.